Hello. All right. So, we're going to be making quite a few things over the next hour and a half or so. Starting off, we need to get the cakes sealed. So, I'll take you down here to my food saver. All right, so what I'm doing here is creating a seal so that I can make a bag to put my stuff in. Let's see. Done. So, need to get this in here, so we're going to have to estimate. Cutter on this thing's a pain. You do. Ah, Timo stick. There we go. All right, I got 3 bone-in ribeyes. About 3.5 pounds of meat here. Got them on super sale. All right, so we're just gonna do a light garlic, salt, and black pepper, and then we'll add some more seasoning when we go to sear them at the end. One side. Second side. Ooh, went a little heavy on that one. Okie doke. Wash my hands real quick. Okay. Now what we're going to do is stick this in here. Stick it to operate. Hit the sous vide, and we're going to vacuum. As you can see, it's slowly sucking out all of the air, sealing. That's going on. I'm going to fill this pot with water. The pot we're going to cook. Didn't do anything. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Why that- Still rather new to this. All right. Well, that's doing its thing. We're gonna come back over here. No sense waiting on one thing. Alright. Next up, we're gonna get our potatoes all knocked out. I already got the oven preheated. Oh. Right. Got 3 potatoes. Little vegetable oil. Of course, sea salt. A little bit of tin. Alright. As you can see, we have food savored the meat. So if you actually look over here, you will see I've got it in the water. Let me actually move it over there just so you can see it in the background. So we're going to submerge that. We're going to clip it so it doesn't move. I'm going to move this over there. As you can see, we're going to turn it on. What temperature do we want? Oh, nope. Okay. So we want to cook this to about 129 as the start of medium rare. Alright, we're going to cook it for an hour at least. There we go. As you can see, it's going to circulate the water and heat up the water. You're going to get double cooking. Alright, so back to the potatoes. I'll wash these real quick. The nice thing about a sous vide is it's a precision cooking instrument, so it will only ever cook to the temperature you set it to, so you can't really overcook anything. That being said, you can't leave it indefinitely. I've heard about anything after 4 hours, and your food starts to break down noticeably. But basically, 45 minutes to an hour minimum cook time. Leave it up to 4. I've heard of people going 24, 48 hours, although that seems a little ridiculous. Okay. So, potatoes. sure there's a much better way to do that, but what I got. Okay. Poke a couple holes in it. Little vegetable oil. And coarse salt. Wrap it up to go in the oven. Rinse and repeat. How's the weather been for everyone? We are getting another ½ inch to an inch of snow. The high today was 1 degree. It's the first time we went grocery shopping in like 4 or 5 days, and we really needed it. Put a little extra on that one. This didn't get quite as much. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I preheated the oven to 350. These are going to go for at least an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. They're medium sized. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in there directly on the rack. Hitting everything. There we go. That's set for an hour. Next up. Alright, so next up we're going to start on the biscuits, because they're going to take the longest. The green beans won't take super long. They just need to be trimmed. Okay, so I've got 2 jalapenos. It's going to be jalapeno cheddar biscuit. These don't really go with, like, steak and potatoes. I mean, you're more like a roll. I just saw these and I kind of wanted them, so that's what we're doing. Alright. I'm just going to dice these. It should fit in one container. These are from the batch I had the other night when I made the enchiladas, and they actually ended up being quite spicy. You know, because you get some really mild jalapenos and you get some spicy ones. These ones had some heat, which is what I like, so not a complaint. I will preface in saying that my baking skills are not particularly great, so forgive me if things come out ugly. But I will endeavor to try and make them look pretty. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, I know, Mr. Bread Maker. Or bread machiner. Although I feel like biscuits in general aren't too difficult. They're pretty forgiving. You don't have to like. Usually, you don't have yeast. There's not rest. You can usually make them and then move on with whatever else you're doing, which is the key here. Okie dokie. I will be making this for the most part in the food processor. I will roll it out here. I wiped it down the counter beforehand so that it was ready to go. I think it's easier to bring you to the food processor than to bring the food processor over here because I'm. Maybe not. The nice thing about this meal is there's actually really not a ton of prep work. It's a lot of just shaky hands. Gotta hold on to my stuff better. I'll wipe this off so I can use it later for the green bean. Okay. Food processor, combine flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and what's this? Okay, so we need 10 ounces. Got my nice food scale here. One. It's on ounces. 0 it. We're up to 7 ounces. 7.9. 9.1. 9.5. 6. 9.8. 9. 10. That's not going to go anywhere because we're going to need it for flouring our work surface. Okay. Baking powder, baking soda. So, 1 tablespoon baking powder. Cup baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon. And salt. How much salt? 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Let's do fine salt. One 1/4. That would be 6. Let's just go ahead and get the. I don't know if you can hear that beeping, but the sous vide got up the temperature, and now the 1-hour countdown has started. There's 1 teaspoon. We need another half. There we go. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add this to the food processor. We're going to give that a quick pulse to incorporate. Okay. Alright. Scatter butter. I need a whole stick of cold, unsalted butter, which we've got. Tucked in today. Yeah, I wanted to look like I did something. It's also the fact I left the house. Oh, my shirt's tucked in. Alright, let me cut this up real quick. And then we'll throw it. Why does it have to be cold butter? The reason the butter needs to be cold is so if your butter starts to get warm, it will melt and incorporate completely into the mix, the flour. When it's cold, what happens is it stays in the tiny butter form, melts in the oven, and creates pockets of steam, and that's how you get fluffy biscuits. So anytime you have a recipe where it's like incorporate butter, like croissants or Queen Amman, it's like, oh, we're going to laminate all this butter into the mixture, but it's got to be ice cold, so put it in the freezer. Same concept. You're just trying to get fluffy stuff. I mean, we're not really too concerned about getting like lots of layers on this. Get in there. All right. Pulse mixture, course meal, larger pieces of butter. Okay, so we're gonna pulse the butter until it basically gets incorporated into small chunks. How are we looking? I don't know if you can see this, but this is what we're looking at right now. I think it needs a little bit more. Okay. We've got nice chunks of butter in there. Pretty well incorporated. I don't see any big ones. So this is going to go back in the bowl. And we're done with the food processor. You can see the butter's pretty well incorporated, but not so much that there's not chunks. Okay. Let me put a couple things away here so we can have a clean working space. I am so clumsy today, it's killing me. Just knocked over the jalapenos. Grab those real quick. Jalapeno's cleaned up. Okay, so buttermilk. Oh, I need to add buttermilk and sour cream in a bowl. We're mixing together this mixture. Never done it like this, so I'm curious how it'll come out. How much buttermilk do I need? Half cup sour cream. Easy enough. So, whisk this together. Okay, add mixture to the flour mixture. Fold the rubber batch until combined. Then floured work surface. Okay, so then most of this can go away. This can stay. That needs to go. It's all trash. So I'm gonna use this one. Apologize. I like to clean up as I go so I don't have a big mess at the end. Not the most thrilling content, but something. Okay, so see this mixture has gotten pretty thick. We're gonna incorporate it into that room. Let's do this. Alright, so what we've got here is we're going to fold to incorporate. I'm going to go ahead and light flour our work surface over here. The reason we're folding is you don't want to be rough with the batter. You want to incorporate it, you don't want to smush it. You are going to have to occasionally, like, if anyone's wondering what cookbook I'm using the Food Lab by J. Kinji Lopez Alt. 900-page cookbook. It's awesome. It's gotten pretty shaggy here. I hope there's enough hydration. That's when I start to get nervous. Okay. So I believe transfer dough to a flour workshop knead until it just comes together. Any extra flour is necessary. Okay. Fun part begins. I don't know how well you can see that, but we're going to be down here. There we go. Yeah. Trying to get it all incorporated together at this point. Hopefully without it sticking too much to me and everything else. All right. Let's come together. How many am I going to make? I think hopefully I can get 8 out of this. I've got 3 steaks. Hopefully I can make about 3 or 8 to 10 biscuits. Okay. Now we get out the bench paper. And the rolling pin. Alright, so I'm going to move this over here to the middle. I'm going to put some little bit of flour on here to try and keep it from sticking. So the thing with this is you want to apply even pressure, which sounds easy, but never as easy as you think it is. And try to prevent it from doing that. I'm not too concerned. We're gonna be laminating it here in a second, so anything that breaks off will get reincorporated. Oh no! Mistakes were made. Oh well. Okay. Bench scraper, fold the right third over the center, then fold the left third. Okay. So this is lamination. So what you do is you basically fold it into a big square. Like this. So you can then roll it out again. But basically what we've done is created layers, and then we're going to flatten those layers. But basically you incorporate butter, flour, butter, flour, butter, flour. So once again, once it heats up, the steam from the butter, because butter has a lot of water in it, will create fluffy layers. Okay. Does this look more like a square to you? No! Okay. Another 12-inch square. So this is the fun part. Sorry, I'm getting some of that excess flour off my hands. This is how we make them jalapeno cheddar. So we're gonna cover the inside with cheese, and then with jalapenos. Okay, so now we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. As we can see, this baby is filled. Okay, so this is the last time we're going to roll it back out. But as you can see, all the jalapeno and cheddar has basically been layered. A little bit. So I've cut out 7 or so. I'll probably try to re-roll the dough. See if we can't get a couple more out of it. It's not going to be as pretty as the other ones, but it'll... Put on more flour. When it sticks, add more flour. Ooh, that could have been bad. Okay. I think I can get maybe one more. This butter's getting wet. Actually, maybe we'll get 2 of those. Two very flat ones. I'll clean those up. And honestly, I'm just going to roll this into a ball. Almost like I didn't cut it. That's a taster. Yeah, there's definitely a variance in size, but it's fine. Okay, so those are ready. So after the potatoes, those go in, which is 17 minutes from now. So I'm gonna move those over here. Would you like to see what the sous vide? No, they are jalapeno and cheddar biscuits. Here's what they look like up close. Here's what the steak's looking like right now. It's got 27 minutes left before 129, which is the early side of uh, medium rare. Medium rare is 129 to 135. The steaks won't be done when that is. We're gonna do a sear on them. And that will up the internal temperature. Yeah, cookies with a kick. Okie dokie. Let's do a cleanup, and then we'll move on. But yeah, the steaks will only take about a minute, minute and a half per steak once we get into the searing part. So all this is going to come together extremely quickly. I'm washing the green beans real quick because I should have done that earlier. Okay. I'll come back through here with a Lysol wipe after we're done. But this should be more than enough to get by. Okay. A cleaning stream. Yeah, it is your kind of stream. Unfortunately, I'm just going to get dirty again. I've also been extremely clumsy so far. I knocked over my jalapenos and lost about half of them. Flipped over a bunch of other stuff. Okay. So now I'm going to trim green beans for a side. $15. I do have ideas for incorporating multiple camera views into this if I ever get a second phone or something. I was trying to get the chat to show up on the stream, but for some reason it's not working through Stream Elements right now, so I have to troubleshoot that a little bit later. Yeah, if I could get multiple cameras, I'd probably put one over here so you could see what's going on and one over here that way. Which honestly, if I had a second phone, that's what I would do. Because I've been doing it through phones and it's been cake. I'm also just trimming the ends off of these because it's a preference thing. You don't have to. I just don't like the pointy ends, and then sometimes when they trim them at the store, it's kind of meh. So, for those following along at home, yeah, that's wishful thinking, isn't it? That'd be a good idea for a stream, is to like pre-send out, hey, this is what I'm cooking. Everyone go get the ingredients. We'll make it work. It's like Bob Ross, but for cooking. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's like I would, if I ever have like a big Discord, I could send out and be like, here's the recipe. Here's what we're doing. Follow along at home. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know what I was doing until I went to the store about lunchtime today. It was gonna be hamburgers or a meatloaf. And I was like, my meat guys at the counter were like, you want some ribeye? And I was like, oh, sweet. Gave it to me for $7 a pound, which is like way more than half price. So, pretty much a steal. Yeah. I'm writing down these ideas for future things, just in case I ever actually do get a following. Because if I have good ideas now, I'm totally going to forget them. Who knows? When you guys come down next, we may just do like a joint live stream with everyone while I make dinner. Assuming everyone can agree on what I make. You all have very distinct ideas as to what you like and don't like. Hey, Skipper, want a green bean? We're here. I don't know if you could see the dog. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's a green bean hound. Loves green beans, loves carrots. He's probably going to sit over here for the rest of this. With a chance of more. There you go. Do a flip. I wish I could do a flip. But I feel like me doing a flip would just end up with a broken head. I feel like Alex doing that flip off the dive. We'd end up with an earthquake. Did a lot of you guys have to work today? I know MLK is a holiday that some people get off and some don't, so. Who you missed? Taco do a flip. I've accidentally made him do a flip, trying to get him to chase a toy. He's as ungraceful as I am. No, it worked. Tell your dad you demand that holiday off. Unlucky. And then he told me to go to my room. Wasn't that where you work when you're working from home anyway? You tell Greg if he wants any more barbecue, he better start letting you guys take some days off. It's on you. Turn around, bud. There you go. I know, if I threaten your dad too much, he might offer me a job. Although, who knows? He'd love to get Morgan in the organization. Your dad seems to like her a lot. Let's see, how are we looking on green beans over here? Do I have enough? It's an okay amount of green beans, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that's watching this that's just going, what a waste of green beans. So, supposedly we're supposed to get my toaster oven tomorrow, but last couple of times they've given us a date, they've pushed it back a week. I'm very skeptical about getting this. That's an ugly one. Speak of the devil, here comes Morgan now. How many green beans do you want?
Oh.
He's over here taking the chef's cut.
Just a handful.
So, handful or a handful of what I've got.
A handful of what you got.
Okay, so then I washed them.
Ah.
The rest can go in the fridge with the dog later.
Okay.
Look at the biscuits.
Did you make jalapeno biscuits?
Yeah.
They look good.
You goes in the trash. I'll take care of that. Okay, so green beans cut and ready.
You done with this?
Yes. Actually, no. I'll cut a steak later.
Oh yeah.
I do need to clean these two knives real quick, though. I got 3 knives. All right, you guys. Entertain yourselves while I clean this knife. No. No. I've been working on our dinner. I haven't worked on his. Well, guys, we're fastly approaching. I would say we've got about 20 to 30 minutes left until everything's done. But we're to the point where there isn't a lot to do, but just kind of hang out, which is my favorite part. This is why we need a dog cam. I don't think you want to see him eating. But I don't disagree with you. How many cameras do you want me to have?
The whole house.
Next, you're going to be asking for one in the bathroom. Grant will be like, it's the hand wash cam.
You gotta make sure. How was it?
Alright. Alright, so for these, we're just going to do a nice olive oil, garlic salt, and pepper. What? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think you want to see inside the bidet. Glad you like them.
Still not for a bit.
The potatoes are about to be done. After that, the biscuits got to go in. They're going to go in for 15 minutes, but I think I have to increase the heat to 425? 425. So give that a minute to heat up. Go. I hope these stay together because I sincerely think some of these are going to just split apart because that cheese layer did not stick.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to stir up these beans, try and incorporate all the pepper, garlic, salt, and oil just so they get a nice covering. There we go. And then spread them out so hopefully none of them are overlapping. Alright. Got some finished baked potatoes. Easy peasy. 15 minutes. Here, why don't we check in on the steaks? We haven't looked at steaks in a little bit. Here's the sous vide. As you can see, they're starting to look cooked. Got approximately 9 minutes left before they've been in there for an hour. And like I said earlier, you can sous vide things basically a minimum of 45 minutes up to 4 hours. Will never go over the temperature you set it to. It's a very precision cooking instrument. It's great for chicken breast. Throw a chicken breast in there, 155, it'll be completely cooked, bacteria gone. All you have to do is put it in a pan to finish it. You could eat it like that. It would be like a boiled chicken or canned chicken, like I know some people in this chat enjoy. You just need a pot and fill it with water and then let it sit. So what I'm getting out here is a enamel cast iron skillet. I heard canned chicken. You have my attention. Yeah, that sous vide that I'm using, you can basically cook a chicken breast, put it in there, leave it, go about your day, come back, it'll be ready, and it's basically the same as a boiled or canned chicken. You can then like sear it in a pan to get the outside Maillard reaction, a little bit of crust, and just eat it. You can. I have a food saver so that you basically pull all the air out and just leave it in the water, or you can use a Ziploc bag, but you have to have the Ziploc bag mostly closed, put it under the water, and like push all of the air out, and then close it so it won't float. If it's got air in it, it'll float out or float up, and it won't get fully submerged. But you can basically do the same thing. Sous vides are really cool. You can do eggs with it. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. It's a niche cooking thing that you don't hear a lot about. I got it for Christmas, and this is my only second time using it. I think it's my third time using a food saver. Trying this Zevia Zero Sugar soda, see if it's any good. I had a grape one earlier, and I liked it. This orange one's meh. What you looking for, bud? Come on. Out of the kitchen. You're not a chef. Not much in the way of viewers today. Oh well. I guess nobody wants steak. Well, we are just kind of in a sit and wait. Sorry, I was worried that it was stuck. You set a temperature and open it, it'll stay at the temperature. It won't count up, so just reset it to check. Wait a minute. I think I'm supposed to actually put some butter on these. Brush the tops with melted butter and bake until golden brown. Okay. We missed the step, but we haven't totally missed it yet. We got this silicone brush. I'm gonna melt this butter. Two tablespoons. Melt butter function. We didn't even know we had it for a very long time. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take this silicone brush and we're going to just spread melted butter on here. It's going to brown the biscuits while they cook. Do, 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 do. Glad I remembered this, because they would not have looked quite as nice. Well, what is everyone else having for dinner tonight? Anything? You guys already eat? Is it more canned chicken and then Grant's going to have a sandwich or a pizza? Well, do have the NFL games on tonight, so pizza wouldn't be terrible. Would you hear that? Sous vide finished. It didn't finish. It reached the temperature for the length of time, which... Oh yeah, I have some chives to cut up. I'm gonna attempt to make my baked potato look real pretty. I personally really like chives. I think they're delicious. Morgan isn't a big fan of them. Don't know why. Well, I can probably guess why. Getting there. The Fugitive, yes, that is the reference with my name. Fantastic movie, one of my favorites. You'd be surprised how many people do not are not aware of it, considering how much that movie has been played nonstop on TBS, TNT, and all the other shows, channels. These biscuits go in for 7 minutes and then rotate. Okay. Dude, Tommy Lee Jones made that movie work. It's actually quite surprising considering that movie was like first to fail. Like half of it was ad libbed. Uh, it wasn't even like fully written. They wrote it like daily, so they didn't even know what the a lot of the scenes were going to be, and that's just crazy. And then they made the disastrous U.S. Marshals, which it's okay, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. Okie dokie. Alright, sour cream, chives, butter, shredded cheese. Alright, I'm actually going to move you guys down here for the searing of the steak. I'm going to move you back a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this. We want it piping hot. Teensy bit of vegetable oil. There we go. As you can see, we've got 3 medium rare steaks that were sous vide for over an hour. We're going to season and sear the outside. We're going to have something delicious. You can feel how tender these are. They don't look as pretty as a normal steak would, but that's part of the reason we're going to sear them hot and quick. Get that nice Maillard reaction. Dark brown. So, we originally seasoned these with a little garlic, salt, and pepper. But I'm going to put some steak seasoning on right now. I've read that the steak seasoning, prior to going in, actually doesn't really get incorporated into the meat and actually has an opposite reaction. Obviously, I've never tested this. But that's the fun of cooking. Yeah, so essentially for here, we're looking to see, why do I not have these both in? Well, when it flips, I'll put the beans in. I know you bought them from the same supermarket, but did they come from the same fugitive references? Well, I'm going to tell you, my answer is, I don't care. No, well, obviously, the most famous line from Fugitive. But, no, I mean, they'll be good regardless. I've never had a bad cow. So, we're getting close. I can see the discoloration, or like the heat waves on the oil. So we're getting real close to high heat on this. I will switch to a different set of tongs so I don't get the ones for the beans all meaty. How many of these do you think I can get on there? I think I can get 2. All right, now I'm starting to see the smoke. So this is gonna be loud. I hope the noise gate works. And the reason I was pushing down is you want to maximize the surface area in order to get that nice reaction. Why bother cooking the steaks? Just make the steak tartare. I have to cook the steaks because my wife won't eat steak tartare. Otherwise, I'd be game to try. Okay. Ooh. Those jalapenos were smoking in there. Okay. Let's see, we had it this way. Let's have this one look. Get in there. For some reason, only getting one side really. Hey, if you want to take over the cooking, go for it. Oh, that's perfect. I really need some chef's finger. That one's done. I don't want to go too long because I don't want to ruin a good meal. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. Just a tad. Let that oil get up. We're gonna get a nice, beautiful sear on this one if it kills me. I do get that. It's at the train yard, or not the train, but at the wrecked train, where he takes over the investigation. All right, everyone, Wyatt Earp's in charge. I will say that, you know, when they talk about cooking something, you want to sear it, they're like, leave it alone. It's not actually true. You don't want to leave it alone. Your best chance of getting all the parts is to actually rotate it periodically. Kind of jiggle it from side to side. Yeah, look at that one. You're always fascinated by leg irons with no legs in them. Well, why don't you think me up a chocolate donut? Want some little sprinkles on them. Oh, that's perfect. Let's get this over here. Something cool. All right, there we go. Sticks are done. We are waiting on the green beans and the biscuits. Biscuits should be done in 2 minutes. The green beans should be done in roughly 7 or 8 after that. So, while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and start building my dinner. So I have a nice, pretty picture. Ooh, that potato came out perfect. No! It was perfect. Man, I just had this place cleaned. There we go. Let's try this one more time. The biscuits got a little bit more to go. They were not GBD, golden brown delicious. How do I feel about ketchup on steak? I feel like I'm not Patrick Mahomes. But at the same time, who am I to gatekeep how people enjoy their food, man? You know, you only have so long to live in this life. Why do I gotta spend it telling somebody else what to do? Let me just enjoy what I'm doing. Besides, how many millions of dollars does he have compared to me? Maybe if I put more ketchup on steak, I would have made it to the NFL. Not that I wanted to, but who knows? All right, a little sour cream. I'll come back for this potato later. Money isn't everything. You can buy ketchup and put it on your steak. Big potato. Done. Now we're just waiting on some roasted vegetables. Chives equals sour cream on taters is my go-to. Dude, I love chives. I just never buy them. To be honest with you, I only bought them last second today. Completely forget about them existing. Every once in a while, I'll be like, oh my god, there's a better option. Another 2 minutes, then we're good to go. Add them to your garden next year. My garden, I don't even think I'm going to have a garden next year. I did so poorly on this one. Like, I'm embarrassed of what my garden looked like this year. I should have made a compote butter to put on my steak. That would have been a great picture. So, Grant, who won the 3:30 football game? You'll get a close up on that plate when it's finished. Or did you mean the steak? Oh. Yeah. So, here's my meat one. Which of these is It's hard to choose one. Oh boy, that looks pretty good. They're darker in person. Yeah, because if you can see that they're. Yeah, they could have gone a little bit longer, but I'm hungry. Nothing worth having a little chew, eh? Dinner. Dinner. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It's gonna be tasty. I'm gonna have Morgan come up here and take a picture so I can put it on Instagram. And then we're gonna eat.
Wow. What am I taking a picture of?
Well, my plate for sure, but then all of it. The other side. I want it to look like this is a biscuit. I don't know if that makes sense like that or something. I cut this potato open and it fell apart and transferred over to here, so I put it back. I figured one of us will eat it. Yeah.
Did you need the beans?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Photos.
Thank you everyone who tuned in for this delicious dinner that I'm about to eat.
Can I just eat a biscuit?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I get one of these cracker jars?
Yeah, that was the remnants of what was left. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm about to.
These taste like Whataburger.
I mean, they probably are. It's just jalapenos and cheese.